Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Demon Slayer. Last time around we had Hinokami, where basically in the thralls of dealing with the spider demon. That's a sentence that makes sense. Tanjiro was having a difficult time. That's an actual sentence that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, he was having difficulties, but eventually, just before he was about to be sliced completely and thoroughly, he did, honestly, the classic anime trope of remember your family and suddenly you'll power up. But at the same time, it's fine. That's just me, being a bit nitpicky. And it's not even a good nitpick, really. But yeah, so basically, it's kind of what they said, though. What they said at the beginning of Shinobu saying, oh, it's possible that the reason your life flashes before your eyes before you die is because your body is desperately trying to find something to help you survive. Sure enough, Tanjiro remembered his father and the flame dance that he used to do that was passed down in their family for generations. And Tanjiro used the Kagura dance, and then he was just about to slice Rui's head off, but Rui was going to get him at the last second, so Nezuko popped in and used her blood demon art, Exploding Blood, which is just the most hilarious thing ever, honestly. Like, there's no elegance, there's no grace, there's no special, like really clever thing. It's like, no, her blood explodes. That's it. That's all it needs to be, But, yeah, she blew up his webs so that he would not hurt Tanjiro, as Tanjiro went in and got the kill and killed one of the members of the 12 Kizuki. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was a very, very intense, crazy episode with beautiful animation, and I'm excited to see where we are going this time. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Demon Slayer. Here we go. Alright, so, Shinobu. Definitely made to be, cute waifu of Demon Slayer. Also genuinely terrifying, but I guess that's only if you're a demon. If you're not a demon, then she's not gonna do anything, I guess, And I mean, she'd probably be nice to Nezuko. Nezuko hasn't consumed people. Tamayo or Nyushiro, well, they have a little bit of blood, but I mean, I think they just have, blood donations, basically. So, they haven't eaten people, specifically. She's just terrifying. Looking into those eyes, it's like a nightmare. Despite the fact that her eye... I mean, okay, now I gotta remember. I'm pretty sure her eyes are purple, right? Damn it, purple's my favorite color. I love purple. You'd think I'd be all down for her eyes, but they're terrifying. Oh. Okay, well, and with the sister, that's the last of the demons, because there were only 5 of them there. So, man, even a member of the 12 Kizuki, we have to see their sad backstory. Even though technically we don't see Rui's backstory. We just don't. We don't see Rui's backstory. All we see is that he doesn't know his backstory, and he was searching for it. He was searching for his memories, and he hoped that a bond with a family would do that, but I mean, he was also a bastard, so maybe if you genuinely had a family, maybe if you actually treated them well. So, Tanjiro didn't kill him. See, I'm a little torn on that because we just went through a really big moment with Tanjiro and Nezuko. So to have it be like, oh, actually, you missed all my vital neck organs. I cut it off myself, therefore. And it's like, oh. And then he gets saved by Tomioka Gyu. I've been saying Gyu this whole time, but everybody else pretty much just calls him, and by everyone else I mean Shinobu calls him Tomioka. So I guess I could say that. It's conflicting. It's conflicting because if Gyu hadn't shown up, then yeah, Tanjiro would be dead. And the fact that like, because I was at least hoping like, oh, well, you didn't kill him, but you certainly damaged him, you know? But no, he was completely fine. He just sort of pieced himself back together, and that was it. And this does take away our victory a bit, you know, like, oh, Tanjiro killed a member of the 12 Kizuki. Except he didn't. Gyu did, but Tanjiro didn't. Which I guess you could see. Okay, I'm gonna liken this. Well, I was gonna liken this to something else, but I don't want to like give away spoilers really. So, but it's basically. There's another show I'm thinking of where there's a guy who killed one of the main villains, and that was, you know, it was a big deal. It's like, oh, he killed one of the main villains, you know? Like, no one else has been capable of that. And I think you guys know, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a show I've reacted to recently, so there. But yeah, but here it's like, okay, it makes sense that, you know, Gyu, who is, you know, rank Hashira, should be, you know, he easily did that, you know? Honestly, it makes you wonder, it's like, he could probably kill Kibutsuji, like, really easily, you know? I don't know. But, yeah, so does this sort of negate what we had? I mean, it was a big moment last episode, but does it negate it? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah. He's not dead yet. Yeah, that's basically how that played out is Rui saying, I'm not dead yet, and Gyu saying, shut up. You know? So Gyu came in with the 11th form, too. Water-breathing 11th form. Dead calm. Which, you know, it makes you wonder. It's like, okay, well, is it that Urokodaki just didn't teach that to Tanjiro? Or, actually, I would almost wonder, especially just because, you know, dead calm, it fits in so well with Gyu, you know, because he's so, you know, calm and reserved and everything. Honestly, it almost makes me wonder if he developed that form, you know? Like, yeah, there are the 10 normal... the 10 forms of water breathing, but he developed his own, you know? That could be kind of cool. And then it would be interesting for Tanjiro to do that, which I guess, you know, technically Tanjiro did, but his was, you know, fire-based. He merged, he used the Kagura dance as a technique, but that's not a water breathing technique. But, see, I'm almost thinking, well, he used that, but he mainly uses water breathing. So now, in order to amp himself up even more, what if he combines the two? Kagura, water breathing. Does that make sense? Like combining the two together, thus forming an even more powerful attack than what he did, you know? So, I don't know. It's like, it's basically me being like, oh, he could do that. And it's like, well, didn't he just do that? I don't know. Well, didn't he just kill Rui? I guess not. So maybe, I don't know. Like, I'm basically just thinking, is that separate, you know? It's like, you know, how and this is just because I've been rewatching some Dragon Ball stuff lately, how Goku has the Kaioken and he has Super Saiyan. But if you could combine those two, which he only ever did technically in the Otherworld tournament, which isn't canon anyway, until you get to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but that's beside the point. Anyway, what I'm saying is, can you develop a water-breathing technique via the Kagura dance? Like scalding water, you know? Like, 12th form boiling water. That could be interesting. I don't know. But anyway. But yeah. Now, it's great that Gyu finished him off. That's all great. Get his blood. Hurry up. Hurry up and get Rui's blood before he's gone. Just you know, just do that real quick. That cat'll show up. And yeah, let's see. We had the whole thing with the sister, and we got how the whole house, you know, sort of worked of like, you know, well, they're just, you know, they were just saved, quote unquote, by Rui and forced into those jobs, basically, into those roles, which is interesting. And he gave them some of his own blood to power them up. Again, though, it does make me question, it's like, okay, so he has all of this, and he does all of this because he doesn't remember, you know, being human. It's like, I still want to see an interaction between him and Kibutsuji, you know? Because if he's one of the 12 Kizuki, it's like, I want to see how they interact. Like, oh, so you've got a whole family of spider demons. Like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I guess it's a question of what does Kibutsuji think of the 12 Kizuki? Probably he's thinking they are a means to an end, you know? I bet he sees all demons as a sort of means to an end, you know? Like, I don't think he views any of them really favorably. It's like, these are things that I can use if I need to, you know? And, you know, something to, like, things to face the Demon Slayer so he doesn't have to, you know? I don't know. I'm curious as to get more into the mind of Kibutsuji, you know? So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah. And then everything with Shinobu just saying, you know, like, oh, I can save you. And it's like, I don't know. And the whole thing of, you know, how many people have you killed? And she's like, oh, 5. And it's like, no, 14 at least. Well, 14 of them plus the 5 you're saying, you know, she's trying to get the death count right. And then the whole thing of like, oh, well, we can, you know, I don't even know what she was going for. Like, oh, you know, we'll wash away your sins and you will be reborn. It's like, are we talking about like literal, like reincarnation? Like, look, I've seen an episode, I may have seen an episode of Oshinoko in my time. Were we talking like literal reincarnation, or are you saying save her? Were you actually going to save her? I guess not. Like, Shinobu's not like Tanjiro, whereas, you know, like, go in peace and stuff like that, you know? Shinobu's out here with that, like, with that vengeance, you know? It's like, instead of where, you know, Tanjiro will give a prayer of, like, you know, I hope, you know, you find peace in the afterlife. You know, Shinobu's out here like the Catholic Church, like, you have sinned, and you will pay for it, you know? It's terrifying, you know? And then, it's an interesting reveal, too, that her sword is not a standard, you know, katana. It's that the blade only is at the tip, and she's the only Hashira demon slayer who cannot decapitate a demon. So she poisons them instead, you know? So yeah, and the fact that she's developed a poison that kills demons, you know? So that's method number 3 then. There's cutting the head off, letting them burn in the daylight, and then Shinobu's poison. That's genuinely terrifying. that she is made a poison. Because that's the thing, it's not like, oh, she'll be immobilized until the sun comes up. It's that, no, she's already dead. She's already dead, and her body's just going to lay... The body will be, vaporized in the sunlight, but she's already dead. There is absolutely no way of bringing her back now. So, that's terrifying. For cute... who's obviously supposed to be cute waifu of Demon Slayer. And I say that because I don't see Nezuko as a waifu. Let me just put that out there. Nezuko is not a waifu. She is, daughter fu. I don't know what you would say, but it's that type of character of you don't want to do anything and you don't want to have a relationship. You don't want it to be a waifu, but she's someone that you would protect with your life, like a child, like Eri and My Hero, Anya and Spy Family, like that's kind of what I'm getting from Nezuko. So then we have Shinobu, who is very clearly cute anime waifu, but also genuinely terrifying. So, yeah. She makes quite a pair with Gyu, I must say. Him being the sort of, like, almost typical sort of, Levi-esque cool guy, Like, oh, I'm so cool and I'm very reserved and quiet, but I'm a badass, And then her with her, she's always smiling, but she's also terrifying. Honestly, she is actually now more like Hanji. I mentioned that last episode, that they kind of have a Levi and Hanji dynamic, but yeah, it's starting to get a bit more of that. Even though, again, she's not, like demon sexual like Hanji, but she is she can be genuinely terrifying, Just that smile, man, that smile. So yeah, that was interesting, to say the least. What do you guys think about Gyu actually getting the kill over Rui instead of Tanjiro? I'm not sure. I'm conflicted, because on the one hand, sure, it's fine. I like Gyu, and the job got done either way. On the other hand, we had this whole big thing where he remembers, this dance that was passed down through the Kamado family for generations, and we had this big moment, a bond between Nezuko and Tanjiro, and everything was so crazy. There was even an entire new end credit sequence just for that episode. And then, Rui gets up like the Black Knight and is like, it's just a scratch. Your head's knocked off. So? I don't know. So yeah, it's I don't know. What do you think? I'm conflicted, but overall, it's not really going to bug me too much. So yeah. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from Seventh Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Demon Slayer reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.